Hello everybody, this is Toys R Us, and for this new figure unboxing and review we're going to be looking at the Doctor Wu Intelligence Officer. We're just going to be focusing on him for this video. We'll have a look at Big Surge in another one. So in this video we're going to have a detailed look at him in both of his modes. We're going to do some comparisons with him and some other soundwave figures, and we'll also see how he looks and compares to other figures in the same toy line, and indeed other figures I suppose that scale with him. So as you can see, quite a bit to get through in this video, so as I pop all these back, I'd like to remind anybody who's not subscribed to the channel, if you'd like to hit that subscribe button for me now please. So what we've got here is we've got Doctor Wu. That is the manufacturer of these figures. Now, because these figures actually transform, they're not licensed by Hasbro or Takara, so they can't use their proper names. We've got some beautiful packaging there. You can clearly tell it's a Soundwave, and that's a Beachcomber. And then we've got some actual product images there on the back as well. Now, what I really like about these figures is they're absolutely tiny. They're borderline, in fact, they probably are, to be fair. They're more like the Micromaster scale rather than indeed your core class figures. And to prove that, here's an Earthrise Micromaster, which is gigantic compared to him. But what this does, it reminds me of, and unfortunately I don't have the world's smallest transformer Takara Soundwave, but these here, these are official Takara world's smallest transformers from 2003, and they do scale really well with these particular figures. So what we've got here is basically just 20 years of engineering and how much they've managed to improve them. So only if I say, the only sad thing is they're not official, and it hopefully, and I say this in all my videos, hopefully this will give Takara the impetus to perhaps do exactly that. So let's give you an idea of how small it is. There is a Generation 1 Bumblebee, which is absolutely tiny. There is the Jeep from the Jurassic Park set. There is your deluxe drag strip figure, which is just, it's a bit long, but it is, you suppose, your standard deluxe figure from Legacy Evolution. Right, now what I really like about, as I say, these figures is, considering the size of them, just I suppose how articulate they are, and indeed I suppose quite complicated and intricate. So this is his collector's card, which you can see there. Unfortunately I don't understand that, and he's got his instructions as well, but I've also uploaded a separate tutorial because there's only one set of instructions, as in going one way. So let's have a look at getting him back into robot mode. Pretty much I suppose industry standard with Soundwave figures, but what you've got to do is you've got to turn the ball and socket joint there at the legs. You've then got to disconnect the toes via the tab we've tabbed in there, bring the leg underneath, bring this around, bring the arms around, slide the forearms down, take the shoulder cannon off, attach that to there, and then bring the head around and indeed rotate it. So as I say, quite a complex little transformation process for what it is. The only negatives on this is the cassette deck doesn't open and he doesn't come with a cassette, whereas the WST version of him did. But again, for size wise, absolutely tiny. The head is on a ball and socket, you can spin it around. There's quite a bit of detail on it, even though it's as small as what it is. You've got ball and sockets joints at the shoulders, as well as a swivel. Obviously for transformation, you've got a bicep flexion as well. You can bend this up and down. The fists are fused. You've got waist swivel. You've got hips, which will kick all the way up to the side. Even these little hip skirts here, you've got ball and socket to the hips, knee bends, ankle tilt and rock, because they are on ball and socket joints. And again, hopefully to give you an idea of, I suppose, just how small this figure is. There's Lunar Tread from your Guardian robot, and he's a bit smaller than that. This, I think his name was Jolt, that came with Hot Shot, which was of course the Minicon. He's a lot smaller than that, and I suppose for figures, you know, that you're going to recognize or perhaps have some familiarity with, there is your core class Optimus Prime. So these figures scale brilliantly with the Titans, with your like your Earthrise, Skylynx, etc. Just incredibly well. So other Doctor Wu figures, to give you an idea of how he scales, there's their Prime, there's their Cosmos. So all these figures are tiny. They do not scale with your standard, or what's more known as, I suppose, more what's the word I'm after, more common or more collected third-party figures like your New Age, like your Magic Square, and indeed like Iron Factory. So these are that small, they don't scale with them at all, even though they're classed as legend scale. As I say, I would firmly put this in the bracket of Micromaster sort of scale and size. Right, just for a little bit of fun at the end of the video, so let's see if I can, these aren't going to fit in at all. This is how they come packaged, by the way, in a plastic casing exactly like that. Let's see if I can get this to work. So there, of course, we've got Doctor Wu, there we've got Core Class, there we've got the Netflix, which is Voyager, and here we've got Generation 1 Original. So there you go. That hopefully gives you a bit of an idea, again, of how small he is. Hope you enjoy looking at him, guys. Anyway, take care.